Today we're going to make some icicles for your Christmas tree. I'm going to do them with 006. It's a fairly thinnish rod. It's not a stringer, but it's the thinner one because I'm using an oxycon and it takes quite a while to heat up. So I'll just turn my propane on the oxycon. And I'll just check that it's between the 4 and the 5. That's it. Right, so you want a stick of 006. Just carefully heat it in the top first before you bring it down. Just keep turning it around. You can do these in boro and it's a lot easier. It's a lot hotter obviously, but just easier to work with the boro. With the solder it tends to crack a bit if you're not careful. Right, so once you've got a decent sized ball, you need to use a pair of mashers to flatten it, or any flatteners really. Just flatten it. Hold it for a couple of seconds because of solder it'll start moving a little bit. So you've made like a flat disc. Okay. And then what you need is a thinner rod, either a stringer or just a thin bit of 006. You heat it up and then attach, this is going to be your punty. So just attach your punty on the bottom. Make sure it's a good seal because you want it to hold, make it hold. And then heat it all the way over. You don't want it too runny, but you need it runny enough. So heat it like that. And then just pull it a little bit. Just make sure it's there. Heat it a little bit more. And then gradually pull it. And then once you've got your length, start twisting it. And then hold it for a couple of seconds. Okay. And then you need to turn it around because you're going to put a loop on the top. And you can make a bit more twist at the top if you want. Just heat it a little bit more and give it a little bit more of a twist there. And then heat right the top of the icicle. And then what you want to make is like a little C shape, or a U in this case. It depends which way you look at it. Like that. So it's like that. And then all you do is heat it gently. Just heat the tweezers a bit, and then just let it fold back on itself. Just heat it all the way around. Okay. And just straighten it up a little bit. Okay. And you just heat the tweezers, get hold of it, and take it off at the end. Oops. It's your icicle. You can see it. We're going to put that in the cooling bubbles. And then you can do things, you can use lots of different colours in them. I tend to like the clear myself because I put coloured lights on my tree and that sort of reflects them quite nicely. But I'm going to use some silver mica. I'm just going to make another disc. Okay, and just flatten it again. And then I heat one side up, lighten your mica. Can you see that? That's my mica. I've just done one side because the other side will burn off. And then you need to encase it. So with another rod of clear glass, just put swipes of clear on it. Or you can make another paddle and just stick them together, but because it's solder, it's quite hard to keep them hot. If you've got a kiln, you can put one in the kiln and then you just stick them together and it's a lot easier. Just go around the edge a bit. Okay. So that's encased. You need to heat it back up and flatten it so it's nice and neat. And then again, get your little thin piece of 006. Heat that a little bit first. Attach your punty. And then heat it all the way over. If it gets too runny, just lay it on your marver. And stretch it. And just hold it for a few seconds. You could get some bent icicles because the solder tends to be quite soft and it tends to be very runny. And we need to turn it around. And just heat it up again at the top. You could also leave it as a blob and just get your Peter's tweezers and just put a hole in it that way, and your tungsten poker. I'll just again make a little U shape and take it off there. And just heat it a little bit. Push it down, and that's it. And your tweezers. And that's your icicle. Okay. Put it in your cooling bubbles.